getting a go-ahead to start because we have a few more people joining in, and then we'll be going live. Okay. Okay, I think we can start now. Super. So I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's doing well, safe. You're right here, which makes me really, really happy. And a lot of you already, I know a lot of you, and some of you are new faces. So thank you so much for coming in. If admin is here, I get a message from Rula saying she's unable to get in. If you could help her, Pia, if you are there online, if you could help her as well to get in. There are some more people. Yes, can someone please send Rula the Zoom ID? So let's do that right away. I can do that in this moment right now. We are doing that. Okay. So today our topic is really, really interesting, guys. And that is what are negative energy cords and how we can heal from karmic relationship through powerful energy healing practices, right? So we're going to just go over basic energy stuff, try to understand how your energy is, try to understand what your daily practices are and how you are working with them. Try and identify what kind of relationships you are in, because at the end of the day, what we have understood perhaps more than ever before is the role of relationships in our lives. Yeah, after being kind of cooped in for a while with people we love, and we're really seeing everything coming out stark and strong these days, right? So we're going to talk about karmic relationships, about negative energy cords for those who are joining in now. And a lot of us have, of course, perhaps heard the term karma and karmic relationships, but what exactly does it mean in our day-to-day life? Let's try to dig deeper today on that aspects, yeah, and understand what are the roles of our different relationships. So when we just simply reflect in our own life, like even if I was to just sit down right now and think about my own life, about my own relationships, it would give some kind of an insight on the different kind of relationships that we have in life. You know, some are very easy relationships. They're just so smooth, so simple, happy-go-lucky. When it's there, it's great. When you're not there, it's fine. Some are very intense, very passionate. Some can be very, very possessive as well. Yeah, a lot of extreme emotions involved. Some relationships, they tend to be very long-lasting. They can be very peaceful, very long-lasting. They continue. Some can be extremely short, but absolutely life-changing. Like you could have met this person for a very brief period, but certain choices you made in that period of time because of that relationship can completely put you on a different path of life, right? So we know that all relationships are not the same. And it's super interesting to understand why some of them have such a strong impact on us and why some of them are just there and we love them, but they're just there along with us. So now one way to look at this is that our physical bodies, which is you and me as we look at each other right now, it belongs to earth. So it belongs to this time, space, reality. But when we look at our spirit, our soul, it is from this infinite source, right? Which kind of connects us, at each one of us, at a very deeper space, much, much deeper space. What's interesting is that when we are born, we choose our parents, okay? There are no coincidences on who our parents are going to be, where we are going to be born, whether we have chosen to be male or female, whether we have chosen to be rich or poor. All of this, the soul somewhere decides before it chooses to incarnate on earth. Now, as I go on, I'm just going to take a pause. And once again, we've had a few more people join in. So I just want to check if you can hear me, guys. If you can hear me, just put your thumbs up and I'll know that, you know, you guys can hear me and it's all good. Are we good? Okay, awesome. Geeta gives me a nod. That's wonderful. Okay, super. Hi, Kevin. Okay, so like I was saying, there are no coincidence on who our parents are, right? And where we are born and so on. And of course, the soul decides all of this. The soul chooses its parents for certain learnings it wants to have in this lifetime, because there are several lifetimes. I'm not going to go into that topic because that itself is like a day's talk and we have just an hour. But in this lifetime, my soul has chosen certain experiences. In this lifetime, my soul has chosen certain learnings, just like your soul has chosen certain learnings. And these relationships with other souls, be it with your family, be it with your friends, your partners, those who come in different stages of our life, at crucial stages of our life, they are meant to come in at those times to keep us on the line of our purpose of life. And sometimes we don't understand it at that moment. But if we were to look back, it all kind of makes sense. Why and where and how I tend to have moved on in life, who were the people who were in my life at that point of time. Now, these souls are often a very important part of what we refer to as our soul family. Okay, so our soul family is the relationships which we understand on earth in these human bodies, be it could be our very close friends, it could be our mentors, it could be certain family members, siblings, those people who appear at different times, different phases of life, like I said, to keep us on this journey, keep us on purpose so that we can reach our lessons in terms of time. Now again, there is no one formula that kind of applies to all relationships, but we can kind of distinguish some very key characteristic patterns in relationships, which can give you more clarity, more understanding on why we feel the way we feel in karmic relationships in particular. Okay, because that's our topic today. I would love to discuss all the different relationships, but today we focus and we stay in alignment with karmic relationships. Now, karmic relationships are in life, like I said, for a learning, for some lesson that you have chosen at the soul level to experience very, very specifically and to learn from. Now, these are not usually meant to last very long, okay? It is more about the learning and it is more about the healing. Now, how do we identify in our own space, what are these karmic relations? So one of the very interesting characteristics of these karmic relations are that they are very, very strong. They are very, very, there's a lot of physical attraction in them. Okay, it's very physical. Okay, there is a very instant connection when you meet someone and it is from your soul family. It is a karmic relationship which is here to teach you certain lessons. There is an instant connection. There is this vibe which is super strong, which logically you are unable to kind of understand, but it is so strong. These relationships trigger you. That's the key word. These relationships trigger you. You know, you've heard so many places where people say, this one really pushes my buttons. Those buttons that are being pushed by this person is because at a soul level, you have chosen to go through these lessons and you want this person in your life to keep bringing you back, which basically means that these relationships have a very, very underlying pattern to them. Okay, they can be somebody's audio is on. If you don't mind, if you could mute it, guys. I think we're good. We're good. Okay, so like I was saying, these relationships, another way to kind of identify them, they can be dysfunctional. They can even be toxic. They are very consuming in nature. You know, you want, you know, at some level that it's not healthy for you, but at another level, there is no way you can let go of it. You know, something, the emotion is something similar to like a smoker who knows smoking is bad for them, but still they are unable to kind of give it up. Request someone to kind of, in fact, can we just mute it all for everyone, Pia, if you are there? Because I don't have that since you are on admin. If you could mute everyone. Super. No.
It's coming from Stella Nina Landa. Nina Landa. Oh, sorry.
Thanks,
He was
Vivian.
talking.
Request if it can go off. Okay. Uh, okay, I think we're good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I was saying, it can be very, very consuming in nature. It can to some extent feel like it's dysfunctional, or in reality you cannot do without it, but yet it's very prominent in your life. It has sometimes you will notice that it has very destructive patterns, like constant anger, a lot of passion, but lot of anger in it. It is not very slow or very smooth. It erupts and then it kind of soothes in, because there is such an intense connection between you. You keep working on the relationship, but you keep landing on with the same struggle, and still you find it hard to kind of leave, because these people keep triggering you. They will ignite you in so many ways, and they will tend to bring out kind of like the worst in you. Okay, what they also do, what these karmic relationships also do, is they kind of mirror your fear. Okay, so you will be with these kind of people, you will often be very, very face to face with your insecurities. They will bring forth your weaknesses literally to eye level to you. Okay, you will constantly face your fears, your low self-esteem, perhaps a lot of inner child trauma that you may have gone through and have not, gotten over it. These relationships, they keep shining the light on these insecurities, these fears, these patterns within you, which really, really trigger you. So trigger is one of a very characteristic in these kind of relationships. Okay, like I said, it's again at a very physical level. It feels like it's toxic, it's destructing you, it's hurting you. But if the learnings come on place, these relationships at a spiritual level are actually healing you and giving you what you as a soul have chosen to receive, what you as a soul have chosen to learn, to gain through this lifetime. Okay, so that's again a very, very strong characteristic again of these kind of particular relationships. They also tend to feel very, very, like I said, very, very instant connection. They tend to feel so comfortable that they feel at one level they are like you, if you know what I mean. So they are not you, you are not like them, but there is this underlying feeling of familiarity between the two. You know how to handle that anger, you know how to handle that toxicity, and somewhere it gives you some kind of strength to remain in it. Now it's a very tricky one, but this also happens. There are these patterns that are constantly, the negativity, the toxicity, it keeps continuing over and over and over again with this person till the soul kind of receives the learning. Basically your karmic partner would push you into a space where you have no choice, where you do not want to either leave, or you do not want to step up for yourself, or you do not want to do whatever it is, but you are eventually, like we say, pushed against the wall, and you take that decision. And when you take that decision, and when you take on the learning, and when you kind of accept yourself, the lessons are then learned. Then you are both with free will, you can move on or deal with the issue and continue in a certain way. So these karmic relationships, unlike what we just have like our soulmate, which one thinks are very romantic dimensions only, which is not true. So these are very, 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 very intense, extremely intense. They will shake you from within. They will try to take you to a place where you will find it hard to choose to move into a direction that you really want to, but that is what you have chosen for yourself. So part of your soul family, placed in different stages of your life. Of course, it's not like you only have karmic relationships, you have other relationships as well. Like I said, your soulmate. And very often people think a soulmate is primarily just a romantic or a romantic partner or some kind of a romantic relationship. That's not true. Your soulmate can also be your sibling. Your soulmate can be a friend. So there are a whole lot of different relationships that you're in that could be your soulmate as well. All of them come from your soul family. There are also sometimes we are in a relationship with our twin flame, which is basically you know, this your own soul which is split into two and kind of separated. It's like twins who are born and then separated at birth. So your twin flame can be identical yet totally different. They come to you for very specific purposes. Some very strong connection comes through to you, but it's not as intense or as triggering as your soul, as your karmic partner. Those are very, very intense for certain recurring patterns in your life that you need to kind of pull yourself out of. That's one way to kind of identify our soulmates. Otherwise, they teach us lessons in various different phases. They could be our friends, they could be our partners, kids, parents, teachers, mentors, bosses. If you notice, I have so many clients that come with issues with bosses, like terrible relationship with their bosses, and then when one boss leaves, the other one is the same kind, if not in the same way, but the experience is absolutely the same. So these are people, so you can end up, you know, kind of attracting in your life journey through experiences, people with similar patterns. And till those patterns are learned, you will keep going over and over and over again. So just a very broad understanding of karmic relationship. And if you have any questions, please do share and I will try and answer them. But what the idea is for you to kind of understand, if you are struggling in your own relationship, or if there is some particular relationship that is really, really consuming you and you're unable to understand it, perhaps this would help you to somewhere understand that this is not a coincidence. This is not that you're being punished. This is not that your life is doomed. It is simply at a much broader picture, a life learning you have chosen for yourself. And when you approach this relationship or the experiences that come with it, with this perspective, the first thing that happens is the blame game stops, the victimization stops. And when in life, blame game stops and victimization stops, is when we really tap into our authenticity, to our power. And when we are in our power is when we make choices for our highest best. And eventually, that's exactly what we are here for, right? To evolve, to grow. This whole experience in the last month has also shown this to us, that eventually it's all about our evolution. It's about facing our fears. It's about facing everything that we've kind of carpeted and, you know, just hidden within us to bring forth, to learn out of it. And these soul family members, these karmic relationships that we have will really urge us into that direction. Okay. Now what happens is that as we have these intense experiences, as we have these intense relationships, it's of course affecting our energy. It's of course affecting our physicality, because we are on earth. We have a physical body. We understand that we have these different emotions. We have these different relationships. But at a physical level also, a lot of things are going on. And how is it that in spite of being in such intense relationships or in such kind of environment, can we still maintain our balance? How is it that in spite of this awareness, even if I've not learned the lesson, but now I have the awareness that this relationship is causing this trigger in me. Every morning, I do tend to get super irritated and super flushed when this happens, and it happens every morning. How is it that every time I meet this person, I feel this way? He or she pushes my buttons, and in spite of the awareness, in spite of the knowledge, I still feel that way. So what is it that is going on? What's really going on is that every person we come across with, forget our karmic relationships, those are of course very, very intense, but every person we come across with, we have an invisible thread of energy connected with them. Okay, with key relationships, with intimate relationships, this energy connection is super strong. When I say super strong, it means that, have you ever had this experience where you've thought of someone, perhaps someone you really love, if it's a positive relationship, or a relationship that went down and you've broken up recently, and now every time this person thinks about you, you have this very strong sensation. And it's not a good sensation, but you feel it. I'll tell you I've had some clients who've come and said that it's really strange that whenever my ex-boyfriend goes online or he's on Insta, there's this urge within me to go online and check out what he's up to. And very often he's actually online or she's actually online. So how is that happening? It's because we are energetically connected. When we go through relationships, when we go through especially negative relationships, it is super important to kind of cleanse that energy from within us, to understand what that person's role was in your life, to stop kind of blaming yourself, and also stop kind of feeling victimized in it, because these are all energy frequencies. Now that's an awareness that we have, that every person we are connected with, we have this energy thread which is with us, with them constantly. Certain relationships where we just come and go, energy threads are there, but they're not very intense. So you may not feel it, but if there is something really huge, you get in touch with them, you do have this some sort of a connection with this person. Okay, these energy cords are connected through our energy centers, which are our chakras, as well as our organs. Okay, so if they could be connected through our organs as well. And through these energy cords, we are constantly exchanging energy between them. Okay, positive, negative, strong, they get thicker and thicker and thicker. Okay, and these energy cords actually remain much longer, even if the individual has moved away from your life, or even if the individual has crossed over and passed away from earth. So these energy cords can remain. So it's very, very important to understand that everything is about energy, right? And when you are getting a sensation, a feeling, it's not just something you say, oh, I'm just having a bad day. It's not a bad day. Your energy is communicating with you. It's telling you something. Trust it. Try and tap into it. Every sensation you feel, you walk into a place and you don't feel good. It's just not that I've not slept enough. Something is in that space with me which is unhealed, and therefore I am feeling this way. Okay, so it's very important to understand and take ownership of the fact that it's my energy. I need to protect it. It's my relationships. I understand why they are in this life. If you, my friend or my partner, are constantly nagging me, pushing me, triggering me, irritating me, annoying me, and I cannot move away from you, the onus lies in me. I have not accepted this relationship for its full meaning, for its full purpose. And the day I take that onus and I say, okay, this is about me, it's not about you. This is about me. You are triggering me right now. This is about me. Somewhere I don't love myself enough, or somewhere I don't feel powerful enough that I let you make me feel powerless. Somewhere I don't feel whole enough that I need you to make me feel complete, right? And when that oneness is with us, and when those learnings are complete, and when we can look at the other person as though they are actually there, not out of their choice, but out of my choice, my insecurity, my lessons start kind of, the momentum comes in. Then things make sense. And very often in karmic relationships, when this happens, the person either disappears from your life, or that role is played and over with, and things can move on. Because we are not here for one lesson, and there is not just one karmic relationship. We may come across different karmic relationships. We may come across different soul family members over different. It depends what your journey is in this life, what your journey is. What is it that you are choosing? What is it that you want to have in life? And that is how it feels. Now, these energy cords that I was talking about, and I'm going to keep going between the relationships and the energy so that you kind of make sense of what's really going about, right? They're not two different entities, so to speak. Now, all these relationships, like I said, we have energy connected between us. You can feel very, very drained by the energy moving if it is an intense relationship, if there is too much of thought, too much of emotion, too much of chaos or chaotic thoughts constantly, or even worrisome thoughts sometimes. When we are super worried about someone, constantly worrying about them, constantly wondering whether they are okay, whether they are not okay. It's draining our energy as well. When we have someone on the other side who is constantly thinking about us, sending us certain kind of negative vibes, okay, it is draining our energy as well. So these cords need to be cleansed. Your energy needs to be like, you need to have like a boundary so that these cords do not sap you of your energy. Have you ever had this experience that you had a wonderful day, your life is good, all is going great, you've just worked out, etc., and then you talk to this one friend, and as you start talking to this friend, the energy is just zapped out of you. Like after that phone call or after that meeting, you just feel like you've run through a marathon. Yeah, Stella gives me a thumbs up. Yes, that does happen, right? So that does happen. And that is our energy. 2 thumbs up. I get you. I feel you. Yeah. Okay. So it's very, very important to I will come to cutting cords, but it's very, very important on a regular basis to be in tune with your energy, to be in tune with your energy so that you feel, so that you understand that every time you are feeling something, one aspect is, of course, physical. I've worked very hard, I've not slept well, I will feel tired. But also consider my emotional, energetic capacity. Have I been thinking too much? Have I been feeling like I'm being targeted? Have I been feeling that someone's constantly meddling with my thoughts? All of this is energy that is, your energy is being kind of tampered with, or your energy is being taken from you without your permission. So you need to protect yourself with that. Okay, so I'll share with you some very, simple things we can do. Of course, I will share with you how one way, especially if you have these karmic relationships which have kind of gone through patterns which are done, or some toxic relationships, cord cutting is super, super, super important for those kind of experiences. And that I think we do have a workshop on cord cutting as well soon. I'll share the details with you as we go along. But on a day-to-day basis, like I said, be aware of your energy, be aware of your belief system, be aware when you are in negative patterns of thinking, leave alone people. Be aware of what kind of low-lying or low or limiting beliefs are draining your energy, because our energy is also connected to our value system, our belief system. Now our belief system is fantastic for us because it shapes us, it kind of guides us, it kind of puts us in certain ways to live life. But there are some belief systems that could be very limiting as well for us, for our growth. So what do we do about those? We need to kind of cleanse ourselves and cut cords from those as well. Okay, so that is something which is important as well. We're going to do an exercise in some time. Let me just see how much time we have, and accordingly I will take it. Okay, super. So we have good time for the exercise. So I'll just wrap up with this before we go on to the exercise. So I want you to think about your own relationships, okay? Common relationships that one can focus on are father, mother, your child, wife, partners, friends from the past who came into life and perhaps it didn't end very well. The closure was not there. Employers, bosses, colleagues who we spend a lot of time. And think about these various relationships and how and what you feel about them. So I'm going to first start off with that exercise. We will just do a little bit of breathing before we do the exercise, and then I will guide you on how you look at these different belief systems that you have or different relationships. And this is for yourself. So just make a note of it at your own space. And then I'll share with you what you can do at your own level and what you can do perhaps if you would like to cut cords with it. Okay, so we'll take that in. I saw some questions. Before I take the exercise, let me just have a look at the questions, and if there is something that, okay, so are karmic relationships for both people or just for one to learn a lesson? Very nice question. Do both people learn the lesson, or sometimes only one can and the other seems unchanged? Can we have a karmic soulmate who is a narcissist? This question came from Mona. Yes, Mona, if you're still here, absolutely. Very interesting. This can happen, that a karmic relationship can happen where I have chosen someone to teach me a lesson. Now, I am with this person, but maybe I do not have the same kind of lesson that I need to teach my partner. Of course, with every relationship, with every experience, with every interaction, there is some lesson being learned. But it's not necessary that when two people come together, both have a karmic relationship with the other. There could be one who is far more intense for the other. Okay, there are some more questions. Let me just see. Give me a minute. Okay, how do we recognize when we completed the journey and have learned the lesson, or what the lesson was? Okay, Ivana, if you're still there, how do you know the lesson is learned? You will know the lesson is learned because the feelings, the triggers, the pressure will kind of soothe away. You will not feel tugged. You can face that person without losing your ground, if you know what I mean. When you are with someone and there is something that triggers you so much about them, and you either hear their name or you talk to them or they come face to face, your whole energy system is shifting and giving you enough sense of what's going on in your field. When your lesson is learned, firstly, there is acceptance. There is acceptance for what happened. Secondly, like I said, there is, of course, realization. And there is peace from that learning. So you have actually derived something from it. You have understood it. You have realized that it is not a coincidence. These are the ways that you realize that this relationship has come, and now I am no longer triggered by it. Now, even if another person gives me a similar treatment, my triggers will not be there, because I have from within accepted it. I have either wholeheartedly accepted myself with my flaws, or I have realized that I have the power within me and no one else needs to complete me. But you will get that sense, and that's how you will kind of know that the lesson has been learned, or the relationship has come to some kind of a conclusion. Okay, let's see if there are any more questions, and then we move on to the... How do we know when the karmic soulmate has vanished or just waiting to come back if you accept them back? Now, your question has the answer in it, actually, because if you accept them to come back with nothing changed, okay, with the same triggers, the same absurdities, the same toxicity, then of course the lesson is not learned. But if somewhere you have chosen to have this person, but with a different perspective and with a different learning and with a new awareness of that relationship, because see, you have to realize every relationship cannot be ended for whatever reason. Physical journey also has contracts. I may be married to someone. I may have people responsible because of me. So maybe I am taking very conscious choices to be with people. But when a person has kind of left and they return back and I accept them with the same negativity, the lessons are still not learned for you or for them. But that toxicity or that discomfort is still there. Okay, I hope that answers. Is there anybody else with any more question? Okay, super. Okay, so now what we will do is, guys, we will start with, so it's a two-phase exercise that we will do, because I believe that's how it will make maximum sense. So what we'll do is, first I would request you to just kind of make yourself in a comfortable space. If you can sit, with your back straight, or if you want to lie down, whatever's comfortable for you, but your back should be nice and straight. Okay. And in this, all we will do is, I will just take your awareness into different aspects of life. Try and stay with me. Don't indulge into it, but just let's skim over it. And after that, I'll share with you certain simple stuff you can do to kind of cleanse yourself. Okay, so let's do this together. Everybody, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. And once you've taken your nice deep breath, I want you to just bring your awareness to your body, to your breath, and allow yourself to just breathe naturally. And as we are starting this, I would request if anyone's audio is still active, if you could mute it, that would be lovely. Okay, so just keep your awareness on your breath and just keep breathing in and out at your own natural pace. So we are not deepening our breath, we are not lengthening the breath, right? We are simply breathing and staying connected to our natural breathing rhythm. So let's take a few moments there. In and out. And every time your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath. Now slowly take your awareness from the breath and move it to your heart center, center of your chest. And try to tune into your heart energy. Some of you might feel a sensation if you tune into your own energy often. Some of you may just need to hold your awareness there, and that's fine. So just take your awareness, hold it in your heart center as you breathe in and out. And now, in this space, try to connect as you think about your relationships in life. So let's start from the present moment. Just give it a thought, bring it to your awareness. The relationships that are there in your life right now. People, friends, family, partner. And don't indulge or engage in any one of them. Just skim through them. Just let their names or their faces literally float in front of your eyes, your mind. And then slowly return to your breath and just let it go for now. Just let it go. Some of them may feel very intense and you may want to hold on, but just let it go. Now think about your relationships, say 5 years back or 10 years back. Just notice the constant, notice the ones who came in, some who left abruptly, some who created a huge impact in your life, if there were any. And if no one comes to your mind, that's all right. Just stay with whatever comes naturally, whatever comes easily. And then slowly just let it go. Let it just float away. Now, if you can, let's go a little bit more earlier. Think about the time of your growing years, your childhood. Who were you surrounded with? You must have met so many people. But right this moment, as you think about those younger days, perhaps in school or early college, who are the people that maybe float into your space right now? And when someone comes into your mind, just make a mental note if it feels strong. And then slowly let it go. Now, as we are already in this very, very relaxed and deep space, as you've gone over your relationships, the various people that came into your life, let's also give a little bit of time from this sacred space to think about your beliefs. Take a moment to see what are those beliefs that kind of guide you, that drive you, that are in your life. Am I deserving? Am I loved? Am I the black sheep of the family? Things go well for me, things never happen on time for me. Why does success not come easy to me? I am abundant. What are these beliefs? Take a few moments and just tap into your own beliefs. And since we have just gone through the exercise with the people, perhaps you may even be able to somewhere connect the dots of did you feel that certain beliefs were very evident in certain relationships of not being strong or expressive or good enough or freedom or worthwhile? Just take a moment. And just let it go. Let it go. Take your awareness back to your breath for a moment. Make any mental notes that you need to. And then slowly and gently open your eyes and come back into the present. So I'll just wait for everyone to return. Now, some of us could have found this exercise very annoying. That's the word. It can be for some of us, it could be very smooth and easy, and we may not have wanted to come out of it. But some of us may have at times felt urged or triggered or angry as well. And it's okay. I'm just saying that happens when we try to tap into the energy of these beliefs, these relationships that we have. Now, this was step one, where we have just brought into our awareness, brought into our energy field, relationships that have come up on top for us. So it's a great self-exercise to just know who are in my fields, because whoever I saw, whatever I thought, whatever I pictured, imagined, visualized is somewhere connected to my energy field. Now, is it doing good for me or is it not doing good for me, is something that you need to be aware of at all times. Okay, am I in it with choice, or am I in it because I am powerless? That's again something you have to decide. Okay, but it's important to know who's in my energy field. So that's step one. Now we go into step two, because we are of course short of time as always. It's just 1 hour. In step two, I will share with you something that you can do on a regular basis when you feel your energy very heavy, very dense, when you feel somebody else's energy influencing you. Okay, so it's a very interesting, very easy exercise. I am not saying that this exercise will cleanse or cut the cords and you will be free. No. For totally, when you have learned the lessons, when you want to cut a cord with someone, you moved on in life, you got married, but you still have very intense feelings for your ex, or you have some things like that which are just not leaving you, a very bad boss who kind of, you know, questioned your self-worth so much that now you are absolutely scared to be successful. All of these, we need to do a proper cord cutting, and then exercises that I'm sharing with you would be great for a constant, you know, revival of it, to ensure that those cords don't grow again, right? Because that also happens. So let's get into the second part of it. Very simply, we'll just take a few minutes. Once again, I would request you to close your eyes. This is something you can do regularly. Okay, now that you had such a connection with your energy, let's just work with the relationship for today. If no one comes to your mind, feel free to pick up the belief or an experience if that comes into your mind, a traumatic experience. Some of you may also feel that a group of people come into your mind who were all interconnected, interrelated. Flow with it, no problem, go with that. Okay, so see what comes into your mind. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then return to your natural breathing rhythm. Breathing in, breathing out, just staying on time. Feeling that breath as you inhale and feeling that breath as you exhale. Now, once again, let's connect into the heart center. Very pure, sacred energy. Love, oneness, compassion thrives here. And from this very, very deep space of love, create an intention to cleanse your energy fields from any negative frequencies, attachments, to cleanse your energy field of low-lying thoughts, emotions. And to assist you in this, allow a beautiful light from above coming down through your crown. This is the light connected to Source, whatever name you may want to choose for it. Or simply the light of love and oneness and healing to come down through your crown into your heart, and then from your heart just spreading, radiating like the beautiful sun, and creating a ball of protection around you. And in this space where you know you are protected, you are shielded, you can face your fears, you can face your insecurities, you can face whatever it is that you need to heal with. Allow your mind, your energy to bring forth any relationship that you need to heal from, that you need to cleanse the cords, to cleanse the energy. And sometimes it may come instantly for you. Sometimes it may shuffle between one relationship or the other. Just go with whatever flows easily. Sometimes you may feel blank and no one comes. That's fine. Trust that the light, your higher self, will guide you to cleanse this blocked energy. And with that intention, with that invitation of the light to protect you, experience in your body now where you feel this energy. Try to tap into it. It always feels different for different people. So just notice how it feels for you. Sometimes it can be very heavy. It can be very fuzzy. Sometimes it can be very chaotic, very sparky. Notice how it feels for you and where you feel it in your body. It could be just a chakra where you feel it. Maybe your solar plexus is feeling tugged, or some organ is feeling your eyes are fluttering. Just notice where you feel this energy as you think of this person or this low limiting belief. Now you can give it a certain shape, or you can give it a certain color. You can give it both in that space, in that body part. And allow the light from above to continuously flow into that space with the assistance of your breath. So feel your breath moving into that part of your body. Feel your breath slowly, smoothly moving into that part of your body as the light keeps coming down. And as the light keeps coming down and as your breath keeps moving there, the light starts to literally shrink, make it smaller and smaller and smaller. If it was a bright color, it just starts fading it till it starts getting absolutely light, merging with the light. And just feel it literally lift off that organ, that body part, that energy center, and travel down with this pure energy down to your root chakra and release it into the earth with the assistance of that white, beautiful light, that healing light, so that that can transform into love and light. And you may want to do it one more time. Just feel the light coming into that body part along with your breath as your breath guides that light, taking it smoothly all the way down through your energy centers, through the root and out into the earth energy where it can transform to love and light. Now just allow the light to align your energies as it has shifted something in your space into a high frequency. Just feel the alignment around your crown. Feel the alignment around your entire heart space, your throat space. Feel the alignment around the solar plexus and the sacral, which is below your belly button and the pelvic bone. Feel the alignment in your lower back, tailbone, around the root center. And as the alignment takes place for your highest best, allow the light to create a ball all around you. And this is your shield, a ball of light that can protect you, shield your energy. And then just take one deep breath. Rub both your palms together. Place them on your eyes and perhaps that part of your body where you felt the energy move. That would be lovely. And then slowly just return to the present moment. A nice deep breath, and you're back. I will just wait for everyone. Now, for some of us, this can be quite intense, yeah, but it's more of a regular practice. For very, very traumatic relationships, very harsh relationships, very intense relationships, this may not be your go-to solution to clear it off, right? For that, I would definitely say that whatever way you look at it, whether you do it through hypnotherapy, whether you do it through different modalities, go for a cord release, yeah, because these energy cords can remain with us for years and years and years, or they can remain with us for like our lifetime, draining and tugging at our energy without our awareness, especially if you feel strongly on certain things, right? So that's how it's gone. If you have any questions, feel free to post it here. And I do want to share with you before I leave you for the evening that next week we are having a cord cutting, breaking your negative thought patterns workshop, which will again be online, and the details will of course be shared with you, and they will be on the page below. So if you would like to specially work, if you have awareness of something today that came to you, or if you would like to work with some particular relationship, do join me for that as well. That is one. And continue with like a whole lot of other energy practices for yourself that can help you on a regular basis, staying cleansed, healing your energy. Whole lot of things can work for you. Some of us may be kind of pull towards crystals. Crystals are a great way to cleanse our energy. Some people would like to do sage smudging. That's a great way again. Tibetan bell, that especially when you feel very chaotic in your energy, you can use that as well. So see what works for you. Keep working on your energy. Keep working to cleansing your energy. If you want to learn more about energy and you have not done the basic or the advanced chakra course, that's also coming up in May. I believe this would be on 8th and 9th of May. So we can share the details for you, or feel free to, check that as well. And work with your energy. I mean, that's one thing we have in our control. What the other person does, how the other person feels, behaves, is not what I have control over. How I feel, how my energy fluctuates, whether I can bring my energy back into alignment on time, that depends on me. That I have the power for. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you can take in some of the exercises into your daily life to feel more grounded, to feel more balanced. And grounded reminds me, do grounding every day, every single day. Because even if you do nothing else and you just ground yourself, you tap your feet on the floor, you go out. Now we're allowed to go out, right, for a bit. So just go out, feel Mother Earth on the sand or on the grass, barefoot. It really helps you to be in charge of your energy. So I think we just have maybe a few minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. If you have any questions, please feel to put it in the comments or unmute yourself and we can ask. Thank you, Ivana. I'm so glad that you liked it.
Thanks, Bharti.
Hey, Vivian. Yes, please.
No. I just wanted to thank you for today. It was lovely.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Patricia, as well. Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Geeta, for taking the time and coming.
No, thank you. It was wonderful.
Wonderful. That's great. That's really, really lovely. And we have Stella saying thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Karen. I saw that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Anyone has questions, please feel free to post it.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's so nice to know, Stella. Lovely. I'm so glad you were here. Rula, lovely to see you as well after so long, after so long. And Madhuri is here. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming.
So much. I'm so grateful. This will really benefit me, I'm sure.
Wonderful. That's the idea. Take it back, use it every day, use it for yourself, use it for your relationships, and that's the whole idea. Wonderful. So if we don't have any questions anymore, okay, I think I've answered that. Thank you, Kalyani. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming. You too, Patricia. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Bibi. I just saw you were here. Wonderful. So nice. And Shifali, wonderful.
So we see you next Sunday.
I'm sorry?
See you next Sunday for cord cutting.
Awesome. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. And we'll definitely send you all the details for it. And would love to see you.
Thank
I'm
you.
just scrolling through all the screens in case I have. Andrea, I see you. Wonderful. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Great. Okay.